Hi, Mr. Shyamalan. Welcome to Corriere dello Sport. Nice to meet you. So, I found this movie very, very in Hitchcock style. I mean, you talk about fate, about love, about spirituality, and that guides us in a very quite impossible choices. Why did you choose a theme strong as apocalypse, near apocalypse, to talk about these themes?
I mean, great question. I feel that the things I'm drawn to are things that I'm struggling with as a person. So, do we believe in each other? Is there something more to life than, our paying the mortgage and parking our car? Is there something more that can drive us through? Is there meaning, I guess? I guess the struggle for meaning is the thing that I wake up in the morning and try to understand, and what is our place in it. And then so the characters that I'm attracted to are struggling with those things as well. And they're in a clothing of a very scary format, that the clothing is very gripping, but underneath it, it's really characters that are questioning, their place in the world.
The good idea was, for me, in my opinion, is that you talk about so great themes in such a small place as a chalet in an isolated mountain. Did you start from this idea since the beginning?
Yeah, I'm very drawn to that. I don't know why. I find ideas stronger when you are forced to look at them and consider them through a straw, through a tiny little hole that you got to watch through. It allows us to bring ourselves more to the art form. It bring our imagination. The characters imagining what's outside the cabin and what's happening outside the cabin is more interesting to me than showing it. Probably this comes from the fact that I'm not very interested in showing you all the alien ships in the sky, 1 million alien ships in the sky, or the actual special effects of everything falling apart. I want you to get a glimpse of it and then imagine the rest of the monster.
Okay, I really liked how Kristen, the kid who play Wen, act in this movie. You usually use children for your movies. It easier to work with them, and why?
I wouldn't say easier. I wouldn't say one's harder or easier, but what I require, whether you're the child or the most experienced actor, is you have access to an authentic part of yourself that most of us have, myself included, learned a lot of affectations to get through, and so we're like, "Hi, how are you? Da, da, da. How's Lucy? Is she good?" I don't really care about Lucy yet, but I'm saying it, and so we've learned about how to pretend so much to get through our life. But when we get in front of the camera, I require you to be honest, and children are inherently honest, and so that part of it is beautiful. They have no craft, so I'm helping them with the craft of saying, hey, your character is feeling this way because your dad's doing this, or you're worried about this. That's hard. That's the hard part. But if I can say it with the right words and evoke in these children empathy for this other child that they're playing, then their eyes light up and they get teary-eyed and they think, that empathy. And I require that for even the most experienced actors. So the highest trained actors can do this. They can evoke something authentic from within themselves. So everything else in between, I'm not interested in. I'm not really interested in the affectation acting or personality acting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question is about Dave Bautista, this very action actor. You transform it in a very great actor with a great intimacy, sweet as a child sometimes. Did you thought about him since the beginning for the role of Leonard?
Yeah, he was very sweet. He reached out, and then I got to meet him and then Zoom with him, and he has this innocence of a child when you talk to him. I didn't know much about him, honestly, before this. I saw him in Blade Runner, and I thought, who is that man? Because he's doing something very unusual on the screen in his silence. But when I spoke to him, I saw that rare person who was 50-something years old, but a child. And the way he spoke to me, he was conveying that he would put his heart and his emotions in my hands and allow me to protect him or not protect him. So he was allowing himself to get hurt if I so allowed it. And when I felt that from him, I was like, I know I can get this performance out of him. And in fact, I was so sure of it when I met him. And he gave such an incredibly beautiful, touching performance as Leonard.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Posso parlarti un attimo?
Dovete entrare subito, erano in 4.
Che diciamo sempre, non dovresti inventarti cose mentre parliamo.
Potete aprire la porta?
Stanno entrando! Ci sono io, tesoro.
Non siamo qui per farvi male, ma dovete restare qui con noi. Nel passato altre famiglie sono state chiamate a prendere questa decisione. La vostra famiglia deve scegliere di sacrificare volontariamente uno di voi tre per impedire l'Apocalisse.
Noi non sacrificheremo nessuno!
Per ogni no che ci dite, centinaia di migliaia di persone moriranno.
Sta succedendo veramente.
Amore, chiudi gli occhi.
Farete una scelta.
Vi prego, dovete fidarvi di noi.
Siamo gente normale come voi.
Non importa, nessuno di noi vi crede. Non sceglieremo mai nessuno.
Gwen! 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 Temo che la regola sia che nessuno può andarsene finché non sceglierete.
Pensi davvero che sia tutta una coincidenza? Io lo devo credere!
Mio figlio morirà. Si chiama Charlie. Come madre io vi supplico.
Sei l'unico che può fermare tutto questo.
Andrew, ho visto qualcosa. C'era qualcosa nella luce. E ora lo sento. Ora prendo la mia famiglia e me ne vado.
Andrew, torna qui!
Se non sceglierete, il mondo morirà.
Abbiamo l'opportunità di decidere il destino di tutti.
Il tempo sta per finire.
Ho paura. Non c'è nulla di più imperfetto e perfetto in questo mondo della nostra famiglia. Vi prego, fate una scelta. Sempre insieme, sempre insieme.
Ve lo chiedo un'ultima volta. Farete una scelta?